He has over 100,000 students as a course creator, and
I
today
have 135,000.
135,000 students. And today we will be reviewing Teachable as a course creating platform. We have an expert right here, and he's going to be answering all of our questions regarding the platform. Hey, Sergey, how are you?
Good. So first of all, I got started on Udemy, and I pretty much use Teachable as my backup plan, which is where I'm hosting my sites over there as well. Now, why would I use Teachable versus Udemy? There's two reasons for that. One is on Teachable, you can promote yourself, and you can do whatever you want kind of on that site. There is no oversight when you're posting things over there. On Udemy, you have to conform to certain specifications over there, so you can't market your classes in certain ways. So the last lecture can only be for sale. You can promote something. On Teachable, you can promote any lecture you want, something for sale. So that's the benefit of between the two. Also, on Teachable, you can get your own mailing list. On Udemy, you can't. So on Udemy, they keep all the mailing list to themselves. On Teachable, you get to keep all the mailing list, and you can use MailChimp and add it together. So that is some of the benefits of Teachable. Another benefit of Teachable, of course, is if you want to sell some of your classes you created to someone else, such as white label, which is a bit another thing that you can kind of do. Another benefit of Teachable is that you can go and get somebody to actually buy the class, and you don't have to support the class anymore. On Udemy, you have to answer questions. On Teachable, once they buy, they can't really ask any questions. So that's great for people who are lazy. Another thing about Teachable is the way you can actually use it under the free plan. So under the paid plan, you get to use coupons. So by using the coupons, you can post a class for, let's say it's going for $1,000. You can go all the way to $5, and somebody will buy it. Now, you're not going to make much money here, but you can use a coupon. On Udemy, you cannot set prices, and there is a price limit that you can do. So you can do $5, and I mean, not $5. Oops, I'm totally confused here. You can go from 10 all the way to 199, which actually comes down to $9, $9.99. It's actually exactly $9.89 to 199.99. So that's the max, that's the minimum. All free classes on Udemy. Now it also goes on the scale. If you want to go, let's say 179, you can only go 179. You can't go 175. So there was no 5s, there was only 9s, 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 9s for the whole thing. So that's the system over there. On Teachable, you can set whatever price you want. And the best thing about, if you want to give a class for $1, you can actually do so. You can give it for $3, $5, $9, whatever you actually want. Now, if you used to be able to do this on Udemy, you can't do this anymore on Udemy. So if you want to lowball Udemy, you can do this with Teachable. If you want to go high-end on Teachable, you can do it as well, because you can't do this on Udemy either. So you can't set the price over to $100 on Udemy, but you can definitely set your price to $10,000 on Teachable, but definitely nobody's going to buy it. Do you have any other questions?
Okay, so in Udemy, you're not allowed to control your prices?
You can set the price, but it has to be from $10, which is not really 10. It has to round out to $9.99, or you can put it all the way up high to $199.99.
So you only have those two options, or you have that range?
Or you have anything in between too.
Oh,
but it has to go by nines.
Huh.
It
Okay.
goes in $10 ranges. So
And so you're telling me the 135,000 students, you don't have any of their emails?
nope.
Wow.
You like Major Obama, right?
Wow. Okay, and Teachable, you can do any price you want. You can pretty much do anything you want, probably. And
Oh no, you can't do anything you want. They'll probably kick you off if you do some stuff you're not really supposed to be doing.
sure.
If somebody complains, but other than that, there was nobody who goes in there on Teachable and reviews the class before you post it in. On Udemy, every class gets reviewed, gets checked. There is certain class you can't do on Udemy. There are certain titles you can't post in. Like, yeah, I made over 100,000 on Udemy, or I made over 100,000 on eBay. It used to be you could actually do that, and you could say how I made 100,000 on eBay. You can actually post this as a title before. Now you can't. So now, but you can do this on Teachable. You can post whatever you want like that. So Teachable gives you more marketing possibilities, and you can heavily market the classes.
So let's clear this up. So Udemy, you can only price between $10 to $200. They don't let you keep your emails, and they have certain limits on the titles of your courses.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules, regulations on Udemy. Wow. It's a hosting website, and it is trying to regulate everything you do on it. And it's more regulation than it used to be. It used to be much more free before until some people abused it. And of course, because of that, there was more people, we have more regulation going on. Now, I have over 135,000 students, and I have 57 classes. Some of it is made with co-instructors. Now, the downside with Teachable is you can't co-instruct a class. Well, you could, but you're not going to. Somebody's not going to get paid here. So the problem is, let's say me and you are going to create something on Teachable, and we decide to split it. Well, we can't really split it on Teachable. So that's one major bummer about Teachable right here. Also, there is no reviews, but you can actually get the reviews from Udemy and post them into Teachable. So that's what I do. So let's say I have a class and my eBay class. So if I want people to enroll into my eBay or Alibaba class, which is not on Udemy, I take the reviews from Udemy and I copy and paste some of them and I post them on the page. Or I can direct them to the Udemy class and they can compare between the two. So if they compare between the Teachable and the Udemy class, then they decide, hey, which one should I pick? This one has more reviews, but it's the same kind of the class, but a little bit more skimmable. So on Teachable, there might be not the best version of it. And the reason for that, I only update one class, which is usually the one on Udemy. So the Teachable version is a little bit older, but when you take a look at the pricing, usually the Teachable pricing is a little bit cheaper than the Udemy one. So it gives people more of a reason to get in. Now, one thing is about the price structure, which is all about you. I mean, how much you want to make on this. Online teaching is really about getting a lot of people to pay you not a lot of money. But of course, you can go down the end of this scale and you can charge a lot of people a lot of cash. And that's not going to work as well because there's only a few people who are going to be paying you a lot of cash. But there's another catch with this. Since there's few people who pay you a lot of cash, there's going to be a big refund rate for that as well. So you have to be thinking twice what you want to do. It's much harder to get one person to give $1,000 to you versus give you 100 people who are going to give you $10 a piece. And in the math, one person who gives you 1,000 is about the same as 100 people who give you 10. Mm-hmm. It adds up to the same amount. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, it's going to take you way more work getting 1,000 people to get in there versus convincing one person to part with that much money. But that's a few things about the difference between those two platforms. And why is Teachable better? Well, Teachable gives you the mailing list. Teachable gives you to do whatever you want. You can set the price in any way you want. There is no format here that you have to do. There is no video quality standard. There is no voice quality standard. There is no anybody who is watching every move that you do or telling you, like, listen, I don't like what you said over there, and I'm going to report you to Udemy. And that's not going to happen on Teachable, but of course, within limit, of course. You don't want to do stuff that you're not allowed to really teach online anymore. So you shouldn't be teaching that on Teachable as well. But with that said, Teachable gives you a lot more flexibility because there is all the systems right now. Now, the only thing about the difference between Teachable and Udemy is you can use free plan. I mean, you don't have to pay anything for Udemy. On Teachable, you get better features if you upgrade. Now, you don't have to upgrade at all. You can use the free plan and you can enroll people to pay for that, but you can't use coupons. So, I mean, if you don't want to use coupons, that's totally fine. So just price the price, whatever that person's supposed to get it at. Now, once you're ready, once you have all those classes already posted up there, what you can do next is you can get people to come in. And then once you see that you're getting some sales and this is working for you, you can upgrade to the paid plan. And I think they give you 30-day money back to try this out, which is great because you take this, you try it out, and it only costs around, I think, $30 like a month. And if you get free clients, it pays for itself. So that's one thing you can do with Teachable. And of course, then you can move it to the next month and so on. I myself got grandfathered in, which means that I was in there before they made the coupon changes, which means I can still do the coupons, which is kind of cool. So I don't have to do the paid plan because I get everything for free on the free plan. The only big difference is for me is the amount of money, which means that every single time somebody gets in my class, they have to pay you a percent. And the percent fee is going to be a certain amount. So my percent fee is going to be much higher than somebody who upgrades to the paid plan.
Okay. How much does Udemy take and how much does Teachable take from you?
Udemy doesn't take that much out of it. It all depends. They have different price structures on Udemy. So first of all, if you are sending the coupon to somebody and they buy directly from you, you get 97% of the profit. Now, if Udemy markets your class, then you get 50% of the profit. Now, if an affiliate markets your plan, then you get 25% of the profit. Now, if you do it with a core instructor and an affiliate markets your class, then you get 12% of the profit. So it goes down the scale right there. But that's okay because if you get 1,000 people to sign up and each one of them pays you $10, the money adds up pretty fast. And over time, it goes higher and higher, and you're going to actually build a steady stream of income. But one thing I do recommend is to learn some marketing. You need somebody to teach you that stuff before you go in there. And coaching is probably one of the best ways for you to get to the next level, which I do suggest for you to do.
You actually do coaching, but before that, I just wanted to ask, is there anything else we should know about Teachable or Udemy?
Well, there are two different platforms, and
which
I
one?
just
You have 135,000 students. I'm sorry for interrupting. Which should you start with?
How many students you have?
No, I said you have 135,000 students. You are an authority in this stuff. Somebody's new to being a course creator. Where should they start?
I would actually start on Udemy, and the reason for that it is just more. It's actually harder to start on Udemy than it used to be. Mm-hmm. But one of the reasons for it is that when you start on Udemy, they actually set their ropes pretty high for you. So you have a threshold that you have to meet, and that's a good thing because you want to make sure your classes are up to standard. Like, for example, if you're going to be filming a class like I'm doing right now, this will be a terrible class because you're listening to me, which is good, but the background is terrible, the lighting is horrible, and the sound quality is probably outrageous. So here you're just listening and you're trying to learn from me, but definitely to try to sell people this kind of a class, you're not going to have that many people who are going to be buying. Therefore, you have to have a very good audio, video, background, and you have to get up to standard. So having some kind of a standard is good on Udemy. Now, if you know what you're doing, you can go directly to Teachable. Now, I do suggest for you to have a certain amount of standard, and you can actually start on Teachable for another reason. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the reasons is you can do 2 classes. So I would be creating one mini class on Teachable, and this is going to be your experimental class, or more like getting people's emails. So that's going to be on Teachable. Then creating the same exact class on Udemy, bigger class, And then what I'm going to be doing next is once you get all those emails, you will be telling people about this course constantly, and then like, here it is, the class is here, and now we have all these emails and we will send them directly to the actual class. And now people are going to be buying. Give them at the cheapest possible price, lots of coupons, or like a certain amount of coupons, and then tell them the price is going to go up every other day or something like that.
And the Teachable mini class is free?
Yeah, I would be giving the Teachable mini class for free just to get all their emails. Because
so
in Udemy you can't get it.
That's great.
Or of course you can do it the other way around, which is you can go and create a mini class on Udemy. At the end of it, you can actually create a link to your Teachable big class. So once they get in there, once they buy the actual class, you're going to get only the paid students, and you're going to do the free students on Udemy. That's another choice for you. But of course, over there it's harder to do this on Udemy. Udemy might not like if that's all you're doing, and they're going to be watching you, since especially if it's your first class and you're going to be heavily promoting this big class. So that's one thing you have to be a little careful with that. So, but it's just a few ideas for you to get started. And between Teachable and Udemy, I like Teachable for my own reasons. I have different kind of classes on Teachable. And like, for example, on Udemy, I would have certain smaller classes, but that's the way they go. On the other hand, on Teachable, I have two varieties of classes. I have older versions or not updated versions of what I have on Udemy. Two, I actually have a huge class that I have a mega class. It's like bootcamp style. The bootcamp styles are huge classes that are a combination of a few of my Udemy classes, and they're combined into one mega class, which is you have to pay a humongous, outrageous money to get in, like $1,000 or so. Now I have coupons for those. That's the way I go. Yeah.
Love that. Sorry for interrupting again. Just one more question I think is important to clarify before we move on to you. Would Udemy find it okay if you use Teachable as leverage like that? Would Udemy be cool with that? Because you're saying they're kind of strict. If Udemy finds out,
it's not against the rules, because once you do the whole class. At the end, last lecture, you can send them to the bigger class, which is okay with them. I'm just saying you have to be careful when you're promoting stuff on Udemy, because you can only promote it under the last lecture. So under the last lecture, you can send a link to Teachable. Everywhere else, it has to be educational content. So you have to give them some value. Nobody wants to go into a class, and the class, the only thing it does is tell them to go to a different platform. Most of the time when I have those kind of classes on Udemy, they're actually sending them to another Udemy class. But technically speaking, you can just send them to Teachable as well. I don't think they will have an issue with it as long as you are not selling yourself in every single lecture and you have people just complaining about you all the time. So that's something they are just not going to like doing.
Awesome. Thank you for all the advice.